Holiday shopping ramps up. Police are warning shoppers to stay alert both online and in stores. Fairfax County Police have recently recovered dozens of credit card skimming devices, and officers are also stepping up efforts to protect shoppers from theft once packages reach your doorstep. Now, joining us this morning is Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis to talk about how shoppers can protect themselves and how the department is being recognized for their traffic enforcement safety. Chief, thanks for joining us. To start, anything you want to add just about the ongoing investigation that was mentioned about the man?
Ironic I'm in studio while we're at the scene of that death. All I know right now is it's an adult male, so we're working to determine what the circumstances are. It's a crowded roadway, as you know, Fairfax County Parkway, so if anyone saw him, we're speculating about a number of different scenarios to include a hit and run, etc. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. We have our crime scene detectives out there and our patrol officers, but we're going to be out there for a while.
Chief, let's talk about Operation Skim Scam. So your officers went to over 100 locations and were able to detect some of these devices. Kind of walk us through the operation and what you were able to uncover.
Yeah, actually way more than that. In Operation Skim Scam, like we were talking, great name for an operation, but a crime that gives a lot of people a lot of heartache financially. We visited 300 point of sale locations throughout Fairfax County's 400 plus square miles. We visited 150 ATM machines and we visited about 50 gas stations. And we were just there, the detectives were there trying to determine if the skimming devices were attached to those locations. And we found 20, which is high and it concerns us. So we're encouraging people to be curious and to manipulate those devices. If you have a card that you can tap to pay, I just started doing that recently. But if you can tap to pay, but don't be afraid to manipulate the device, tug on it, pull on it a little bit. If it looks a little out of whack, it probably is, and don't use it. So,
yeah, I'm sure it took a lot of business owners by surprise too to even see that somebody could be, potentially tapping into their systems as well.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully this is a 2025 crime that's going to go by the wayside, because we need to identify folks who are responsible for this and hold them accountable. But we're being proactive about it. We're actually partnering with the U.S. Secret Service as well. It's a financial crime that deserves all of our attention.
And we're talking about crimes. Another one, obviously, it's holiday season. People are shopping. You want to have people be prepared once they're in the mall or the store, but also when packages are arriving to their homes. What best advice do you have for people as they're kind of navigating the busy season and also trying to make sure that their stuff, that they get to keep their stuff and it's not, somewhere else, right? Somebody runs off.
I remember the days where we would just talk about where you park at a mall and what you do to secure your valuables and not keep them visible in the car. But nowadays we have to talk about package deliveries at your home. If you have the ability to ask for a signature to accept the packages, do that. If you have a Ring doorbell, I think the bad guys kind of look for Ring doorbells and avoid those locations. But there's a number of different things that we can do to stay safe, to include maybe having a neighbor accept your packages or go get them frequently. But for those of us who are going to the mall, and I tell folks that on Black Friday, only a month or so ago, we had 248,000 people visit Tyson's just that one day. So the malls are crowded today. They're going to be crowded the day after Christmas. I'm not sure what the day after Christmas is called, but that's going to be another very busy day. So keep your valuables out of sight and just have your head on a swivel and stay off your cell phone when you're walking around.
Yeah, busy for the day after you return the gifts that you don't want, I guess. That's what we'll call it.
Okay, it's a good name.
Yeah, right. Chief, also talk to me, your Assistant Chief, Bob Blakely, was recognized for traffic enforcement after the pandemic. Talk to me about what your department has been able to do post-pandemic to improve safety, for both drivers and pedestrians.
So Assistant Chief Bob Blakely sits on a national board with the International Association of Chiefs of Police that address traffic safety concerns, particularly enforcement. 4, 5, 6 years ago, there was a notion swirling around American law enforcement that police officers should actually pull back from traffic enforcement. That's counterintuitive. Every community civic association that I go to here and other places where I've served, people are concerned about traffic safety, aggressive driving, people who are speeding. So we know that traffic enforcement, traffic safety, traffic awareness is something that the community wants to see. So issuing 50,000 citations and warnings to primarily aggressive drivers, speeders, tailgaters, unsafe lane changes, and oh, by the way, distracted drivers is something that's consistent, we believe, with what our community wants us
Yeah,
to
and
do.
so the stats are already driven down 60% reduction in fatalities in the county. That's great news.
Yeah, notwithstanding what the man we're dealing with today on the Fairfax County Parkway, our pedestrian deaths in 2025 and our motor vehicle deaths in collisions so far this year are down significantly. It's a constant effort, so we can't rest on our laurels going into 2026. It's a community partnership. It involves other things outside of the police, like traffic safety, roadway design, automated traffic enforcement plays a role as well. So Fairfax County seems like we're hitting on all cylinders, but there's always more work to do.
Chief, I appreciate it, and I'm glad that we have some things in mind that we're going to keep in 2025. Card skimmers, hopefully traffic fatalities, and we're headed to a new year. Thanks so much for joining us, and happy holidays to your entire team.
Happy holidays to you
Thank
too.
you so much.